So I was going to open up some Matchbox cars today, and I decided to pick these three, and it's sort of an interesting thought experiment. So the Charger is a 66. They also made in 67. The same basic body style. So this car is 18 years after they made the Charger, they made the 3000 GT. Well, this particular one, but actually it was less than 18 years, which is crazy. I'm sorry, 28 years. Wow, my math is off. So 28 years after they made the Charger, they were making the 3000 GT in the Dodge Stealth and all that other stuff. So approximately a quarter century later, they came out with the Stealth, a little less than that. And then another 24 years after they made the, or 25 years, I should say, after they made the 3000 GT, is this car, which again, they made it for a few model years, but it's sort of interesting how these are. So that's very indicative of the 1960s and embodies everything the 60s were all about. In the same way, the 3000 GT is all about the 1990s Japanese influx, as the muscle cars were thought of at the time to be obsolete, and who cares? You know, that was sort of the mentality of all the automotive journalists, is this is so much better, even though these cars were biggest money pits that ever existed. And then the Subaru, I mean, that's an average car these days. Just everybody's driving their boring, stupid automatic transmission SUVs, and while those are great, I just can't believe that's become the go-to car. I mean, you've basically gone back to pre-war cars, just with all-wheel drive, in terms of the stance, layout, the the size, the tall roof, and everything else. It's sort of curious to me, but anyway, let's open up all these. So none of these are new castings; they're just recolors. Let's start off with the Charger, because, well, it's by far the coolest. Did a great job with this green. I love it. Feel like I might have to wheel swap one of these, maybe even lower it a tiny bit, because the axle center point is right at the rocker panel. They're not, they ride a little bit more realistically than this toy, but they weren't that jacked up. Anyway, the 3000 GT is wild. They're cool cars. Everybody who, like me, who in the 90s played Gran Turismo, we all thought this car was cool. I thought it was cool when my teachers had just a very low-level base Stealth. Back in the 90s, I thought that was the coolest thing. It was teal. I did like it. I used to compliment them on it all the time. It was neat. But they haven't aged very well, and their survival, it's amazing how many of these do survive, considering the money pits they are. Mitsubishi in general made some terrible garbage in the 90s. The Subaru is just, well, it's a Subaru. It's a Subaru Forester. It's 2019. It's not. What's there to say? It's a soccer mom minivan SUV thing. But that thing's cool. I'm glad they made a green one. I hope they keep releasing this casting in all the different colors. And there you go. So there's 2024 technically Matchbox. I love all of them. I can at times appreciate that Matchbox does realistic cars that aren't over the top, silly nonsense. That's kind of always been more their thing. But they did a nice job with this, and they did the taillights properly, as my friend Jeff pointed out. The Charger individual lettered emblem on the rear taillight is correct, which is great. So anyway, there you go.